All right, welcome to the Smite Forest Chronicles Season 2, which is exciting. Sokol Keep is the theme of this season. I'm guessing that you'll finish this season without finishing the year, although you guys did poke your way through the last one. So I'm sharing a map with you. Hopefully you guys all are seeing it. I only see two of you viewing it right now. Anyone seeing Madame Friona's?
Yep.
Everyone else seeing it? I just hear silence. I can't read your skull nods.
Yep. I am seeing it as well.
Okay.
I see it as
Madame
well.
Friona's.
Okay, cool. It's not showing that you guys are seeing it, but why should anything work today?
I am getting the spinning wheel of death.
Are you? That's
It went away.
not good. All right, so you guys ended the last campaign, and you were at the prison. You freed the girl. You found out that she was actually pretty okay. Made your way back to Madame Friona's, and did we do a long rest last time?
Yep.
All right. Dinjarin, you have +2 armor. You have dueling. Do I need to remove these effects? I assume that these are not passive. These were cast, correct? You're muted.
Yeah,
I
you're
can't
on
hear a
mute.
word you're saying.
My +2, when I'm looking at my main tab, it looks like it's already gone for me.
Really? All
But
right,
yes, you should remove those. Those are only for the moment of battle, not.
All right, let me get those. And then, Gloria, you're wearing Boots of Striding, correct?
Yep.
And you have
And-
Hellish Resistance is a passive, right? That's something you
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was
All right.
from a demon.
get. So you're at Madame Friona's. You've sort of recovered. You've recovered from your time at the fun house, which indeed was not fun. And my last question to you around Madame Friona's is: does anyone need to go to the shops, or are you guys good to go?
I think I'm good to go.
That was my assumption.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Awesome. So, while you're, when you get back, the barkeep, calls you aside and was like, which of you is the leader?
Why do we need a
I'll be
leader?
the leader.
We're a collective.
So, look, I don't want to continually have to talk to the lot of you and sort of guess who's going to answer me. So, I need you to, like, if I have a message, which I do, who do I communicate with? And see what I'm doing here? Your GM is forcing you. You guys have not declared a leader. You're going to
We
declare
can
a
have a
leader.
delegate, an
I know.
ambassador to the outside world.
Tyros or Tempe?
Whoever.
I think it should be someone with high persuasion.
So which of you guys is it going to be?
My
I
persuasion
have
is
a +6 persuasion.
I as well have a +6 persuasion, as well as a +6 intimidation, just in case we need one or the other.
My persuasion
plus-
is only +3.
I have a +6 intimidation as well. Can you only have 2 representatives?
No, we're gonna. This barkeep is like getting pretty frustrated. He's like, "You guys, it's a Daisy model. There can be one. You can
Well,
have a
our
lot of
healer-
informed."
Hey, Stefanos, what's your persuasion and intimidation?
Let's see. Persuasion is +3. Intimidation is +1.
Yeah, she's not the strongest threat in the group.
I'm
So-
good with. Sorry, go ahead.
So you guys think about this. You want someone who can persuade or scare, right? And someone with some charisma, right? So you're not always just pissing everyone off. And as a party, are you aligning towards good or evil?
My charisma is 19 with a +4 on top of that.
You're a handsome fella.
However, with the one slight caveat that I tend to be chaotic evil.
Doesn't
My
strike me
charisma
as
is
a problem.
22. My charisma is a 22 with the +6.
Okay, I think for logically, Glory wins out.
That's fine.
The only reason
right.
why I'm hesitant to being the leader is because I have team members who don't believe that my decisions are correct majority of the time. So I don't want to lead a team that doesn't believe in me.
Well,
It's not
I'm
that-
looking at you specifically.
It's not that your team members don't believe in your judgments. It's just
Hmm.
that, go back to the previous statement, your team member is both chaotic and evil.
Do you worship an evil deity?
I worship Lothe's son, and Lothe, the Spider Queen, is an evil deity as well as her son.
Okay.
How about this? How about
I am good with having Glory as kind of
I'm fine with
the
Glory
person
being-
everyone talks to.
Yeah. Glory's about
3 for glory. Okay, what about you, Milan? You good with glory?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
sounds good?
We may fight you along the way for everything.
I'm fine
But
with
I
that.
think- I
I'm
think-
fine with
So- You warlock. You look like you might be in charge. What's your name?
Glory.
Awesome, Glory.
Who are you?
I've seen you eating scones by the fire from time to time. I'm the barkeep, right? They call me Smitty. I work for Madame Fiona. Been here for a long time. And look, so going forward, if someone leaves something for you, I'm just going to talk to you, right? And as long as you're good with that, we'll be good to go. But this guessing which of you is in charge was sort of getting maddening. You guys dip in, full of blood. You wash up, you leave. You come back full of blood. Wash up, you leave. It's you begin to wonder what you're up to. Nonetheless, so one of the Harper helpers, this guy named Spanky, came by and left word, and I'm supposed to tell you, and don't tell Madame Fiona I said this, but he said if you haven't made your way to the Laughing Goblin on the docks, you shouldn't leave Flan without doing so. It's one of the more established, nicer taverns. So he suggests you make your way there and have a drink or two. Of course, Madame Fiona would prefer if you spent your money here. But between you and I, variety is a good thing.
They got good scones there?
I'll withhold judgment. I'm more of a meat man myself.
Cool. All right, Laughing Goblin. Thank you.
Yeah. So
They have hours?
Do they have hours? Yeah.
Yeah. Or they just...
Is it day or is it night? They're open.
Cool. All right. Thanks for the thank you for the
Might I ask a question?
Yeah.
What
I
kind
am the
of
barkeep.
People, tend to be patrons of the Laughing Goblin.
Oh, there's a mix. You're going to find your affluent merchants who man stores and businesses along the docks and along the waterfront. You'll see dock workers. Now, the dock workers can be a rough crowd, but there's no one you'd rather have in your corner if something goes wrong than a dock worker, right? They're a burly lot, but they can be a bit vocal. Much to everyone's chagrin, the Black Fist guard, is sort of everywhere. So it's not uncommon to see a guard or two there. I find it just best to steer clear of the Black Fist. And you guys kind of remember, like, oh yeah, you guys just came from the Fun House, right? Which was sort of a secret prison from the Black Fist. So they're not all above board. There may be some corruption going on.
I don't really see any other need to continue this conversation. So, have a great
Well, you are the
day.
leader.
Barkeep.
All right. So, he goes back to sort of washing out the glasses. And, and for any of you with OCD, you're sort of disturbed to, find out that he just sort of dips it into this, into water, and there's like food stuff floating around, and then just sort of like rinses it off. And for anyone who's ever worked behind a bar, that's how they really do it. It's super gross. So,
Okay.
So anyway, you gonna make your way over to the docks, or you guys want to do something else?
I'm gonna check with the team, but I think we should go to the Laughing Goblin. Check out their scones.
Sounds good.
I say we go. I want to see if we can find that one Black Fist guy that got away. I have a bone to pick with him. Just the fact that he got away.
That's a good point.
You mean you let him go away?
I did not do such a thing. I don't think it was my
Let's go.
turn when he got away. I don't know.
Alright.
He may have been the one, but
So, just a gentle reminder, you guys make your way. You guys are in the city of Flan, and I don't know if I've ever shown you. They're burning some stuff on the docks, which is not an uncommon thing. But for the most part, it's a lovely little city, right? Along the waters, you got fishermen, you've got various different merchants. The docks themselves, where you're heading to, right? Bustle with people. It's getting dark. The lights are coming out. A lovely place. Right here you're heading into this building. This is the Laughing Goblin.
They think they have a dragon problem, prostitute problem.
Welcome to the Laughing Goblin. A fun place to hang. So now that I've shared all of these with you, I'm going to go ahead and unshare and share the map view of the Laughing Goblin. This is the thing that hadn't loaded. Let me throw some patrons in. Because what would be the Laughing Goblin if it didn't have people? And can you guys see the
See
map?
black.
Oh, it's
No.
loading. It's loading.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, it'll take a second. You've loaded Madame Fiona's a whole bunch of times, so you guys all had it local.
it's funny now that I have my own copy of Fantasy Grounds that I paid for. I'm wondering why they decided to make it so that you choose the overall UI that we have versus I could say, oh, I want the default for my view.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. Sorry, totally not in the game there, but it's something that popped in my head.
Okay, you guys should all be in the Laughing Goblin. All right.
I can see it.
Yep.
Now, you may have also noticed that you guys have slightly different characters. And I'm sorry, Alexandria, you're still a turtle. I've got to find a bird for you. All right, so look, you guys. There we go. You hear the goblin laugh, I hope. All right.
Yes.
The Laughing Goblin, it's a large, dark, old tavern that has, it's seen some better times. The woodworker's worn, the plaster, once white, is now a little bit yellowish and crumbling. And the chandeliers or lanterns are rusted, but it is all along the seafront, right? The furniture shows the signs of heavy use and scars of various brawls. So, the barkeep wasn't necessarily above board. It is a lovely place, and it's probably an interesting place. Spanky probably sent you here with purpose. However, it's not quite as nice as, had been led to believe. There's a thin human female with long black hair is cleaning tankers behind the bar while chatting with a bald, overweight human male in the tavern. In the tavern livery, sitting on the bar stool. The sounds of cooking and the strong smell of cabbage soup comes from the kitchen. At this time of day, there are a few guests, but it's not completely empty, with customers quietly sitting in various corners. So here you are.
My token not on the map. I see the map, but I'm not actually on it.
Oh, really? How about now?
Yep.
So can we do? I want to know if I notice anything strange about the people in the bar, if anyone's acting sketchy or anyone that we recognize, anything that kind of is a potential red flag. I want to know.
Well, roll a perception check.
Second, it's taking a minute. Perception. I only have a +1 perception. Oh,
12. Yeah, so you see that. Well, I mean, just observationally, this common room that you're in has roughly 2 floors, with a stage in an open space, right? You see, there's a fireplace, keeping the patrons warm. Off in the corner, you see a totem of a laughing goblin, which is not unexpected. Around the bar, you see various patrons. You see an older guy sitting off sort of alone in the darkness, at a table next to the bar. Behind the bar is Imizel, the owner, and she's talking to someone they lovingly call Markoth Fatmar Hasselpond. So he seems to be some sort of a waiter, something to do with the foodstuffs. Off, in the northern part of the room that you guys are in, you noticed a couple of what like mercenaries sort of hanging out. As you entered the bar from the lower left, from the east. So you came through that larger room, nestled by the fire in deep conversation about trading goods in Flan are a couple of merchants. And then there's 3 just patrons sort of sitting off in that same room by themselves, just chatting away. Everyone looks, melancholy to happy, right? No anger. There's nothing strikes you as unusual. It's just a bar. All right, so Dinjarin's moving. He's going to the mercenaries. As you walk over to the mercenaries, you're side-eyed. They don't stop their conversation, but they have absolute awareness of you. Sort of to wind out your sort of perception, Imizel, she's quite busy, right? But she seems like she's very attentive to the patrons' needs. She's sort of bopping around, answering questions a little curtly, but nodding, polite and directing customers, to talk to Fatmar. And you'll hear her, tell a couple of the patrons, like Fatmar has all the stories, right? He has all the gossip. He seems to know what's going on. You've heard Fatmar talking to her. He has a bit of a sharp tongue and a bit of a foul mouth, but he seems like a warm person. And there you go. All right, so Tempe headed over to the merchants. Looks like we've got Glory is heading over to near Fatmar, which I feel rude saying. So
I'm gonna order a drink, and whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna order a drink and see if anyone approaches me. That's what my goal is.
What can I get you?
Can I have an ale? Whatever you have, the best that you have.
Can you? Yes. Will I give it to you? Yes.
Cool. Would love that.
So she hands you some ale, and you toss her a silver. Go ahead and remove a silver from your inventory.
Okay.
And as you saddle up to the bar, she goes about cleaning her stuff, and Fatmar just sort of like gives you the "What's up?" nod.
And I give him the "What's up?" nod back.
Awesome. What are the rest of you doing while this is going on?
I'm gonna go for a drink as well, and attempt to flirt with Emzel.
All right. So move yourself into position. Amazon sort of heads over, right? And there you are. What about you, Alexandria? You hanging at that table, or are you doing something?
I think I'm gonna mosey over with Tyros to the owner, to the bar.
All right, mosey away.
You're cramping my style.
So you are a literal wingman now.
Sorry, I can go elsewhere. I just wanted to speak
No,
truth to the
no.
biggest power in the room.
And this leaves you, Stefanos. What are you doing?
I'm gonna hang out with this Ortal Gruck patron.
All right. So you head over near Ortal Gruck. Do you sit down, or are you standing there?
Sitting.
So he looks at you sort of gruffly, like, "Who the hell are you?" Doesn't say anything as of yet. So you guys have all sort of divided and conquered. All but the three, patrons in that little cubbyhole. You hear, those of you at the bar, you hear chopping and coughing and cooking and pans clattering, coming from the kitchen behind. Stefanos, you hear, you hear Ortal Gruck is clearly a mouth breather, right? Like he's got, just sitting there like drinking his ale, right? Dinjarin, did you sit or are you just still standing there?
I was gonna sit at the table like right next to them, right there as well.
All right, so let's move you in. So you sit down, and they continue to sigh at you, but sort of are, they don't seem too put off. They're mercenaries. They're big. They can handle themselves. And Tempe, so you just you walked up to the two merchants, and they immediately stopped talking, and just sort of looked over their shoulders at you. Because there's no chairs, there's nothing. You're just sort of, there's they're kind of wondering, can we help you?
1,000 pardons, friends, but you look like men of means. My companions and I are seeking to buy property in Flan. Mayhaps one of you be able to help us?
Yeah. What are you looking for?
Oh, anything from a fortress to a bunker, really. We want to test the market, see what things are going for, and make sure we're in touch with the right person.
You would better be served. Not with us. I'm a merchant of fine goods. You should check out the House of Sokol administrative office. In this office, you'll find yourself people that deal with real estate, everything from little huts to castles. There's also a travel vendor, a merchant who sells travel goods, maps, and when we need maps for surveys, I always go to this vendor. He's above board. His prices are solid.
What's the name of that vendor?
And he pulls out his little pouch and starts thumbing through the cards, and he says, "Oops, hold on, I have to load." There it is. My character names. There we go. He says,
Yeah, that's the travel merchant is Getcha Thar. Getcha Thar's the travel merchant that you'd want to talk to. I don't have an extra card. I was looking, but you'll find him. Just walk into the administrative office. Sort of head straight. You'll see a big area with like tables full of maps and the like. He's usually found milling around that area.
Getcha Thar. His mother had a sense of humor.
So wait.
Well, gentlemen.
Did you ask about travel, or were you asking about real estate?
Real estate.
Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. That is not the right person. Although, I would suggest. Oh, I would suggest that you do indeed make a stop by get some maps. Might help you find a place. Sort of related to that though, you really need to talk to Beth Vestas. Beth Vestas is the property merchant in Flan. Right? She's one of the many agents. She'll get you your best deal. I guess I'm not convinced her last name is truly Bestis. I think it just sort of went with Beth. Beth Vestas is hard to say, but fun to say. You should try it. Go ahead, try it.
Bestis, you say?
Yes, Beth Vestas. There you go. Now it's in your brain. You'll not forget Beth Vestas. Yeah. So if you go into the administration office, I think her office is, I believe, off to the right. Right. She has an office with a door. So you won't find her wandering around. But ask anyone you meet. Everyone knows Beth Vestas. Actually, around Flan, if you see a park bench, you'll probably see get your Flan on with Beth Vestas. It's just sticks in your head. She's quite the personality here in Flan.
Quite the word wizard, I would say. Well, gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Indeed.
Feel free to join me at the bar for an ale.
Absolutely. And if you need anything of us, be sure you swing by.
You're too kind.
All right. So, you head over to the bar. Awesome.
And I tell everybody what I learned from the merchant. In whispers.
What kind of, what was it, fancy merchant? What kind of nice things does he sell? Like, what's that category?
They didn't say.
Fine. Interesting. Maybe we can ask
They
them the
didn't
next
say.
time.
I did not ask.
And then the barkeep's like, he says to you,
It sounds like you talked to Webley and Grant. They're having a rough time of it right now. They're sort of stuck in a situation dealing with a Sokol keep, right? And what's going on at this keep? It's I'm not exactly sure of the details, but some delay. It's costing them some money, right? I believe the two of them deal primarily in ropes, wood, and dried food. I believe it comes from the Daylands. But yeah, that's about all I can share. I can just tell you though that they're a big supplier of the refurbishment of the Sokol keep, and whatever is going on there is a real problem.
so there you go.
We don't know what problem is going on.
Oh,
Well, you just know that there is a
droll Imizel.
Yeah, so Imizel, sort of shared peripheral information. She only knows what she knows. But yeah, you don't know really much about what's happening.
Okay.
So, Glory, did you want to speak to anybody, or are you guys just gonna all sit there in silence and sip on your drinks?
No, I'm of the stance of I'm like the Witcher approach, right? I'm in there and people talk to me and they can probably sense that our team can help with situations. But I do like the idea of going and getting real estate, so I'm all on board with that.
So Fat Mar, you guys did the head nod, and the Witcher approach isn't sort of Fat Mar style. He's more of a gossip. So he gives you it was a lovely chat nod, and sort of spins to his left, and at Tyros, and he's like, so. Let me see. I need a Fat Mar voice.
So, what brings you here?
Yeah, we just finished an adventure and looking to get some drinks and familiarize ourselves with Flan, and I think maybe set up a camp out here. We'd like to buy a home actually for our troop.
A home. Yeah, you need to talk to Beth Vestas over in the business center. But did you say you're an adventurer?
Well, we're adventurer fighters. Looking for different ways to earn our keep.
Keep. Did you mention Sokol Keep? Are you here? Are you here to deal with what's happening at Sokol Keep?
Well, tell me a little bit more about that. You look like someone who knows what's going on.
Yeah. I'm Mar. They call me Fat Mar. I do not like being called Fat Mar. Right? Like, I mean, like, calling someone like Dunderhead Dave or Stinky Steve. So, but it is a name that I am fat, and my name is Mar, so I guess it's gonna stick. Anyway, yeah. So well, how long have you guys been in Flan? Start there.
Well, we've been here for probably better part of a month now, at least.
So relatively new, in sort of Flan time. So
Yes.
yeah. So a couple of days ago, the keep is our. You know about the keep, Sokol Keep. It is what's an old keep, and it also serves as our lighthouse. And a couple of days ago, the lights went out, and no one can seem to figure out exactly why this light has gone out. No one can get it lit. And then look, the keep is not, it's not without its problems. Over the, it's quite old, and over the many years, the keep has been destroyed more than once. It's going through a refurbish project right now, but it's kind of stalled from whatever's happening over there. I heard you overheard the conversation with the merchants. Yeah, like, as suppliers, they're sort of stalled as well, so their money stopped flowing. Right? They're not real thrilled about that.
What's the purpose of the keep? Is that to indicate where Flan is?
No, the keep was more of a historic military installation, right? It's on an island to the sort of southeast or southwest part of Flan. Just you can see it from the docks if you go out. You'll see the keeps, it served as a couple of purposes, right? Like it was the lookout and the first line of defense for the city, as well as it's a very, very sort of rocky, watery grave, to be honest with you. Between here and there, and it serves to sort of guide the ships into the harbor, right? A lot of our income, happens to the docks. Docks is a place to be.
Tyrus leans over behind Mar and leans over to Glory. It's like, hey, Glory, what do you think? Should we check out the keep?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Are you going to you're going to go look into the light? Now I know the Blackfisted have sent they have a garrison of a handful of people, not as many as they used to, but the garrison of people that are there. They've been unable to get to get this thing lit back up. Look, there's rumors that spirits are putting out the light. Something, but I don't know that I believe in spirits. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
We have a spirit haunting our friend over there.
Yeah. Look,
are we interested in doing that right now? Or are we interested in real estate? Because two
You're
different
asking me?
situations. No, I'm asking Tyros and Tempe.
Well, we did come here to meet up with Spanky, or Spanky wanted us here for some reason.
Spanky, you know Spanks? Spankmeister? The Spank
do.
Man?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Spanky's not been here in a long time. I'm surprised you to meet him here.
When did you last see him, Mar?
It's been weeks.
Is he usually a regular?
Well, there's nothing regular about Spanks, my friend. Yes, Spanks. He frequents all taverns. He's sort of, he's sort of the welcome wagon for Flan.
So this isn't abnormal for him to disappear for bouts of time?
No. It's, he's like good news, right? You don't wait for it, but when it comes, you're happy to see it.
Is is the administration office on the way to this lighthouse, or which is closer?
Yeah. So, look, you're gonna have to get to the lighthouse first, right? And I don't think one of the ghost pirates that supposedly haunt it's going to do you much good getting you there. So there's a couple of ways you can go about getting to the keep.
The keep is what I meant. Sorry.
I thought that's what you said.
Yeah, more or less.
So
All right, so
are
which
there-
is closer?
Well, close is relative, right? Like I was saying, you're going to need to secure passage to the keep. There's a couple of ways to do that. Get you there. Can sell you passage on a ferry, right? You could swim. I mean, if any of you are good swimmers, it's not too far to swim. I've not heard of anyone who made it, but you can always be the first. You could rent a boat down at the docks, right, and row yourselves there. Do you have naval skills? Are you good with boats?
Nah, only birding skills. Don't be fooled. Our friend's not really a turtle.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So I heard that there's a lot of Black Fist people that come trudging through here. Does the keep house I guess what is my question?
I don't
Anything
know.
we should know about these Black Fist people?
The Black Fist guards?
Yeah.
They both keep the city safe and keep them under the thumb. But, far be it for me to badmouth patrons, patrons of the Laughing Goblin.
Sounds like we need to go to the admin office and talk to Gitchadar and Bestos.
Or do we want to get some money first, get some coin, and then go, and then we have some leverage on what she's willing to get us?
Yeah, hey,
we have
Mar,
we have a budget.
who do we talk to, Mar, about fixing this light at the keep and earning some wages for such a task?
So a couple of people. You may want to talk to one of the Black Fists. He's found on the docks. He's on duty oftentimes. He's getting up there in the years. He'd kind of like to sort of end his time. His name is Sergeant Hearn. So he can sort of tell you what's happening there. And I'm sure they'd gladly pay someone to sort of suss out what's happening. To get there, you're going to want to talk to the administration officer, or who knows, maybe Hearn could hook you up with something that's happened there.
I would assume if they want the light on, they'll find some way to get us out there as well.
Yeah, I would imagine they would. But that's between you and they.
So as you guys are talking, something is crashing.
Dinjarin's falling asleep at the bar. How many ales did he have?
So I'm all for going on the next quest to get more money, but I don't want to dismiss the idea of getting real estate. So I think we should, since this is kind of season 2, let's get to know some of the characters that are around and maybe fix this light. And then I think then we'll kind of understand the area a little more, and then we can kind of go get real estate in the area. Kind of like check out the area before you buy.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Awesome. So let's go see if we can't find this old dude on the dock. See if we can't help with the night watch, or not night watch, the Black Fists or whatever. Maybe we can get them on our side and they won't be so watching over us all the time if they can trust us.
Bang!
Sound good?
The door is violently thrown open as a half-dozen burly drunk dockworkers barge in. They seem quite angry. Without sparing anybody a glance, they march towards the two mercenaries, moping over their drinks.
Oops.
Your friends in the keep are costing us work. What are they hiding? Bellows one to the women at the table. Sod off, Theris. One of the mercenaries growls, obviously in no mood for a chat. Crawl back into your hole you came from before you and your friends get hurt. So as you guys are sort of waxing poetic, you see down next to the stage this group of dock workers has sort of made their way in and are confronting the two mercenaries, sort of spreading out and making their presence known. They're not hostile yet, but they seem to be something going on between these mercenaries and these dock workers. So it seems like unless you guys intercede, yes, unless you guys intercede, it seems like there might be some sort of a bar fight to disrupt your plans. Right? Because these guys are clearly
leave now.
Good gentlemen, might I ask what this is all about? I couldn't but help overhear there seems to be some slight disagreement between you and these two gentlemen that seem to be sitting and having a drink here.
These mercenaries, these mercenaries have done nothing to fix the problems at the keep, right? And it's causing a lot of problems down here at the docks. We're not supplying the keep with the wood and the rope. Our ships are not able to come in and out. We're at a standstill, and these mercenaries sit here, drinking, eating, doing nothing.
Well, were these fine gentlemen here just drinking and eating hired to do these things for you, or?
So are you asking the dock worker?
Yes.
So they overhear you and they're like, look, we're worried about our friend Grim, right? He's gone missing. He's at the keep, and we aren't quite sure what to do. And we have nothing to do with your dock problems, right? Your problems are not our problems, right? Our problem is our friend Grim.
Well, when was the last time you saw your friend Grim?
It's been a few days, roughly around the time that the lights went out.
Ah, interesting. I just have to ask. You guys aren't associated with the Black Fist at all, are you?
Define associated.
Hired by or herein working for?
Sorry, I had a frog caught in my throat. I got my voice back. So, we're not Black Fist, but we do a lot of work for the Black Fist.
Ah, interesting. Well,
Let's leave these to their doings. We got our own path to be taking.
I believe me and my friends may be heading to the keep to investigate some going on over there.
Yeah,
would
Fred,
you like
the warlock at the bar that keeps shouting, "Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!"
I'm not shouting
Yeah.
that. What? I just went from The Witcher to something completely different.
So you're having a conversation with Dinjarin, who's across the bar, right? You're suggesting that you guys leave, or did I misread that?
Oh, I just kind of was doing some hand signals, hey, let's go.
Oh, so let me reframe that.
I think that woman over there is trying to get your attention. She keeps waving her hands about, very sullenly, much like in the show The Witcher.
Yes. What is this Witcher you speak of? A show? Is that a play somewhere? Should we be going and watching a play? It sounds very.
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi show set in the future.
Ah, I'm not one for the future. I'm more in the present, and as of yourself, as you two gentlemen seem, you're more interested in.
You shut up. You shut up. I'm talking to them. Are you going to do something about the keep problem, or are we going to have to punch you in the face?
Who is this Brutus? Which one of you dock workers seem to be interrupting my conversation here?
Brutus. My name, yes, yeah, I'm Brutus. Lunk is a man of few words but many fists.
Well, Brutus, I am trying to help solve your problem as well as my compatriots' problem of not having enough coin. Now, if you are needing someone to help you with this citadel or whatever this thing is, we may be willing to help you for a small fee, as we're trying to get as much money as we can to buy a house here in Flan, or a dwelling for our group. So if you have any way of helping out with that, we would be more than willing to help.
Look, you need to talk to Beth Bestis. Everyone knows she's the best real estate agent in Flan.
So my teammates have heard.
So you roll a perception. Are you trying a persuasion check? Are you trying to persuade him to not brawl?
Yes. Let me. Okay. Hey, hold on. I gotta move the map out of the way. 2. And spinning ball. And all right. There we go.
I moved to the front door, right? Like that's what that was.
You moved to a window.
Oh, dang, I was trying to find the door. Where's the door?
I was looking for that earlier. I was like, I don't see the entrance.
It's back towards that blue carpet. So you can either go out by the stage, see that wooden thing, that's a door, or by the blue carpet.
Oh, okay.
All right, but no, I'm not gonna let you guys move more than your allotted amounts. Again, there's no brawl yet. Your persuasion, so much to your GM's chagrin, who was looking for some fisticuffs, Brutus, you can see he's like,
okay, hold on. Focus, Brutus, focus.
And he calms down, and shares with you. Look, he just wants, to get back to work, right? He needs to feed his family, and like these mercenaries need to get off their butts and do something about it.
So Brutus, let me ask you, who would one talk to maybe get some payment for helping out with this situation?
So, probably the black. Oh, hold on.
Probably the Black Fist. They're the ones that are in charge of taking care of the keep. Right, and you seem new. Do you know anything about the keep? Like, what makes you think that you can do this?
Well, I'm quite sure, even though we are new, you've probably heard of our exploits in the Goblin caves. We defended off Flan from a black dragon ourselves. We've also helped a gentleman with a slight ghost problem on our way back home. So I'm sure you've heard of our exploits. We are quite famous.
That sounds like fairy tales. Dragons, ghosts. Although, rumor is that the keep is haunted by the spirit of dead clerics who died 1,000 years ago, so they say. Right? Because this thing supposedly used to be a temple of some god or something. But no one can really. Some say it was Torm, and the others say it was the god Tyre. Like one of the other gods. Who knows? And then one of the other dock workers pipes in. Yeah. No, it was Thamus. Thamus is the god that it was all about. And
they start to sort of bicker amongst themselves around whatever which god it was. But it seems like it was some pagan cult was aligned with all of this stuff. And the Lunk, the man of few words, says,
spirit ships have been attacking nearby villages. Right? We need this beacon lit. It isn't just about our dock work. We need this beacon lit. It's not okay. You should go talk to Liella. She's at the House Sokol Administrator Office, in the business center. She's the one who hires us to do the jobs, and she's not sent any of us any time recently. So, honestly, she's probably a good source of information for what's happening at the keep if you were so inclined to solve this problem.
All right, well, let me go talk to our leader, and you know what? Round of drinks on me for all of you and these two fine gentlemen who are sitting here. That way you can all get over your anger with each other and just have
By
a good...
supplying them with fight juice.
Elf, come join us for a quick chat.
And the dock workers sort of like make their way
talking
away.
to me?
You are the only elf in my area.
I do find calling me an elf quite offensive. I am a drow, to be honest, you surface dweller. But I will come over and chat with you.
Oh.
Yep. So that's probably further than what I can actually move. Oh, you're talking about them. Got it.
So listen.
Yes.
It sounds like you're interested in helping with the keep. So, between you and I, a couple of things you need to know. So, Sergeant Grimm is a foolhardy man, and he's in debt to the wrong kinds of people. He spends a lot of off-duty time trying to come up with quick money, right? And he's the one who's, Sergeant Grimm is the one who tends to manage the garrisons at the keep. He spends a lot of his time there. Also, we know that this Grimm has befriended Egan Sokol. Yes, of the Sokol family. He's the quartermaster now in charge of the keep, right? Who lives there in a mansion they're refurbishing. And between you and I, he's somewhat naive. He's enthusiastic, but he's young and eager to make a name for himself, amongst the house, right? So he's trying to do something big there. Grimm has mentioned that there's treasure below the keep. Now, we think it's fairy tales, but then again, we think the ghosts are fairy tales. But, that's not for us to decide, as we're not going anywhere near that place.
And you get the feeling that while they don't believe in ghosts, they don't not believe in ghosts.
So, I think Grimm is spinning tall tales, as usual, but, who can say? But I will say that the Black Fist has been recruiting aggressively to deal with these, the supposed spirit ship attacking the coastal villages. And sort of your first line of defense, if you want to know more, is to really go talk to Guard Sergeant Hearn, right? He's stationed on the docks. An older gentleman. He can give you more information.
And with that, she begins to sip her drink and sort of goes back to it.
Well, I thank you for the information. I'm going to go pass this on to my compatriots so that we can figure out what we're going to do next.
And she just nods. She nods at you and's like, good.
So I walk over to where the rest of the team is, and tell them everything that's going on.
And as you're telling them, the sort of the main door opens up, and a couple of Black Fist guards pop in. And the dock workers, that are there are suddenly a little bit less likely to brawl. No one wants to mess with these Black Fists, cudgels in hand. So you sort of see them over there on the carpet. Right. So, where are you at, Dinjarin? Did you say you're moving back over to the bar to your colleagues?
Yeah, I was moving out where everyone was.
So as you move over, Popeye, he sort of sidles up next to you, and he's like,
everything that you've heard is true. There are spirits, and there is treasure. I when I was a child, I heard many tales of the treasure under the keeps.
So there you go. And with that note, you guys, you are positioned for the adventure to begin as we end season 1. It was a lot of narrative, a lot of talk, but we're good to go.
Nice.
All right, guys. Until next time, on the Smite Force Chronicles.